They went to sea in a sieve, they did. In a sieve, they went to sea. In spite of all their friends could say, on a winter's morn, on a stormy day. In a sieve, they went to sea. And when the sieve turned round and everyone cried, "You'll all be drowned," they called out aloud, "Our sieve ain't big, but we don't care a button, we don't care a fig. In a sieve, we'll go to sea. Far and few are the lands where the Jumblies live. Their heads are green and their hands are blue." And they went to sea in a sieve.
It's a bit like a video, this, isn't it?
Well, I'm here because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Edward Lear. I mean, I was brought up on his poetry, the nonsense poetry, and I guess that sort of galvanised me as a bit of a fan, you know. But then, when I was a young lad, there was a group of comedic individuals called the Monty Python team, and you could see Lear leaping into Monty Python, and indeed you can see Lear leaping all over the place into modern culture.
Lear's famous as a writer and as a poet, but not as well known as a painter and a drawer, and he's even less well known for the things that are on the walls here. Nearly everything in this exhibition are sketches, preparatory materials, things that didn't necessarily get worked up. They weren't intended originally for public exhibition, but both Jonathan and I felt that it contained some of his most spontaneous, exciting, modern, in some ways, impressionistic kind of work. So it was also a chance to bring an unseen Lear into view.
Yes, I mean, it's something that we try and do at Ikon as much as possible is sort of contribute to a conversation about an artist or about a movement, you know, something that hadn't been said before. And this exhibition is, you know, quite a revelation.
Lear would, I mean, I think be well known in some respects as, say, the author of The Owl and the Pussycat. So he's known as a nonsense writer. One of the things about Lear that is unusual, and you can see it in some of the sketches in this exhibition, is that odd little glimmers of the nonsense life that Lear led when he wasn't being a serious artist appear in these sketches. So little figures or little comments to himself in the margin, or even trials for nonsense writings pop up in his sketches.
They're like diary entries, and diary entries of a very interesting man.
He sort of comes down to it, and he gets onto it, and he goes around it.
So some of the things that we've collated here are series. So we have one at an Egyptian temple, and there are 5. And this isn't an artist that merely gives you the day that he painted. You've got the time. So it's 7:50, 8:10, 8:15, 8:25, just sketched incredibly dexterously, given the pressure he would have been under at that moment.
There's 15 minutes difference between these two.
Lear's reputation as a poet is sort of comes first, perhaps, to a modern audience. But I do think that his artworks have been gaining steadily in popularity, and there's an increased sense of a reassessment of his achievement. So Lear had ambitions of becoming a great oil painter of grand subjects, but his real gift as a painter are, I think, these sketches, his watercolours, these things that sort of lives in some middle zone between drawing and painting.
They deserve the attention that we're giving them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, hopefully more and more people will cotton on, and they will be seen to be, you know, sort of more important in the context of art history.
Yeah.
The guy was just so ahead of his time in many respects. I guess that if Edward Lear was born 30 years later, there would have been little or not much use for him, because the camera is what came into play then. But the point was that Edward Lear's ability to pick up detail and include it into his sketches was off this planet. What was also off his planet was his frame of mind and his nonsense. And so I'd just like to show you some of his nonsense botany. And I'm going to show you here a creation of the Armchairia comfortabilis. And there we go. So Edward Lear, soon at the Ikon, up until mid-November. Do not miss it.